What's up, YouTube? It is your boy JB. We're here today with the review for Queens on ABC. This is season 1, episode number 6. The episode is titled Behind the Throne. Alright, you guys. So, before we get into this review, if you guys are watching this video or any other on the channel and are not yet subscribed to the channel, I'm going to need you guys to do me a big favor. Stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. Hit that subscribe button, like button, turn your notifications on, share the video, and you guys, with that out the way, without further ado, let us discuss Queens on ABC. It was a good episode. So this episode, we see the girls, they're performing at the AMAs, right? So once they get off stage, Eric tells the girls, like, hey, like, y'all on a high right now. Like, we coming off of this momentum. I just got a phone call that they want y'all over there on SNL to perform. And then, you know, we go back, was it a few weeks or a few days earlier? And we see Brianna's in her bathroom doing her makeup, hair, whatever. And Fabio is on the radio. He's on an interview with the Breakfast Club, right? And he's talking about his love interest, you know, someone he's involved with, right? And they're trying to figure out, is it Big Lotto? Who is it? Like, he's like, oh no, it's Professor Sex. And she paused that. Her daughter comes in and she's like, what were you listening to, Mom? So then her son came in. We gonna talk about her son in a little bit, because little homie should have got a 1-2 to the face. So Valeria. So we see Valeria. She's with her mother. She's cooked her mother breakfast. She's given her mother a necklace, but her mom doesn't want the necklace. I'm like, oh. I got my good eye on Valeria's mom. I don't trust Valeria's mom as far as I can throw that woman. Like the devil is a lie. I just don't trust that woman. So we're going to keep our good cat eye on her. So we see Jill. She and Darren, they have signed their divorce papers, right? Darren, he's apologized to, you know, Jill for his actions previously, right? You guys remember how Darren acted, especially with her and Tina, when he wanted to have a three-way, a poly relationship with them. So he apologizes for that. So then we see Naomi, and, you know, she's talking to Eric. She's like, so you gave JoJo your chain? He was like, she told you? She's like, yes, she told me. So then, you know, the girls come in, and he tells the girls that basically at this point what they need to do is they need to capitalize on the momentum from the AMAs. So Naomi says, well, maybe we should release our new song. Then, you know, they talk about doing a video. He tells them that they want to do behind the scenes with them, right? So Brianna, she's apprehensive about doing this, you know, with her, you know, with her life and her kids, right? And, you know, having cameras in her kids' faces. So she's just apprehensive about it. And the fact that the kids know about Fabio. Oh, that's right. Her son did ask her about Fabio earlier in the episode. That was what I left out. So Valeria, she showed, and, you know, Naomi's like, well, Valeria, Valeria, I know she's going to be out for it, right? So Valeria shows up telling the ladies that, you know, she cooked for her mom. And they're all just basically like, did she tell you why she left you, you know, why she abandoned you? Did she tell you this? Like, did she tell you why she left you? What does she want? They're all like, you know, they're all at this point just kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop with Valeria's mother. And Valeria is like, well, I did offer her a necklace, and I basically just had to put that necklace around her neck. She didn't want it. Of course she doesn't want it. Like, nobody is going, like, if I haven't been in your life for 30 or 20, any amount of time, right, and you make it big in your life, I'm not going to come to you right away with a handout, because that'll let you know that I'm only here because of who you are. Most people are going to come at you subtly. Most people are going to come subtle. They're not going to come hardcore. And I don't understand how Valeria doesn't see that, but we're going to pause here and we're going to move on forward. You guys, so we got the ladies. So the ladies are listening to, so you remember I told you that they are going to be doing a video for their new song. So this new song will have a feature on it. So Lil Muffin has sent over her verse to the new song, right? So the ladies listen to her verse, right? So it appears that Jill and Valeria are not really feeling her verse, but Naomi and what am I talking about? if it appears that so Jill and Valeria like it. Jill and Valeria don't like it. Naomi and Bree like it. Bree wants her on the song without a doubt. Naomi wants her on the song. Jill, which is very interesting because Jill and Lil Muffin are friends with each other, right? But it's business basically. So they have this artist named Lady London who wants to collaborate with them. So Brianna's like, whatever y'all do, making the decision, y'all let Muffin know whatever the decision is, right? So Brianna leaves. So then it comes down to a vote. It's 3 against 1. And they tell Lil Muffin. Muffin is pissed off, right? And Naomi said, hey, it wasn't me. She's like, so it was you and you, Eric? So yeah, Muffin's out. Lady London, she's in, right? So we see Muffin. So she is talking to, her friends. And she's upset. And I actually do not blame Muffin for being upset. Because Muffin is literally the reason that these girls are back in the limelight, right? Muffin's song is a sample of their song of Nasty Bitches, right? Well, it's a sample of the Nasty Bitches song. So, and y'all performed the BET Awards with her. So Muffin is, she's got y'all back in the limelight. So I can get Muffin while she's upset, and y'all just basically threw her to the fucking wolves. So she calls Eric and she tells Eric that she wants to talk to the label. So then let's move over to Valeria. So Valeria, she gives her mother a check for $100,000 if that's what she wants. So her mom begins to tell her story, right? So her mom came from Puerto Rico with her father. She didn't know anyone here. She was 19 years old when she got pregnant with Valeria. Then she got married at 19. But also her husband was very abusive to her. So she didn't want Valeria to grow up in an abusive household. Absolutely understandable, right? I get that, but I still don't trust her mama as far as I can throw that woman. So Valeria's mom, she's showing that she's here for Valeria. She rips the check up. She says, I can leave, but I'm not leaving here with that $100,000. I'm like, oh, you're trying to be mother of the year at this point. I don't care. So then we see Brianna. So Brianna's over her crib. She's cleaning up the house, right? And her nanny calls her, letting her know that, hey, I'm sick. She's like, but my calling time is okay. So we see all the ladies. They start showing up to the studio, right, to film, right? So Valeria shows up with her mother. Naomi is there, and Jill shows up. Jill's like, oh, I know I'm the last one. They were like, nah, you ain't the last one. Bree is coming here, and she's coming with the kids. So then we see them. They meet Rodrigo. So then they go and do hair and makeup, right? So while they're doing hair and makeup, they're getting alerts on the phone. And the alerts on the phone are of Jill on the red carpet talking about, if she knew that she would get this much, fame and publicity, that she would have came out years ago. So people are turning against her because of her words. So she's like, am I now canceled? So we're going to pause here and we're going to move forward. All right, you guys. So we see Jill. So Jill, she gave her, we see her doing her interview with the producer, and she's basically saying that she's not using her sexuality for clout, right? So then after she finishes giving her interview, we see her on social media, on Twitter, and I guess people are giving her the blues on Twitter, and she wants to basically clap back at them. Valeria comes over, grabs her phone. She says, no, don't do that. Like, that's not what we doing at all whatsoever. Like, don't give into the trolls. Don't engage with the trolls. So then we see Brianna. We see her with the, she's having a hard time with the kids, right? Two of the girls run the cart into her trailer. Her son is outside. He's just laughing it up. I'm like, why aren't you, you realize your mom is working. Why aren't you helping her with your sisters? Like, I know that's not your job, but alleviate some of the stress from your mom. And this little Negro had the audacity to call his mama a hoe. Did he call her a hoe or a slut? He called her a slut. I was like, oh hell no. I'm like, Brianna, go over there and throat check him. Like, girl, my mama would have killed me. My mama would have beat that brakes off of me if I ever fixed my lips to call her a slut. I wouldn't have no teeth today. So then we see Rodrigo. So Rodrigo, he's flirting hella hard with Naomi, right? Jill. Jill is responding to the Twitter trolls. Don't know why. So we see Muffin. Muffin is talking to the label, right? She's telling the label she's done. I knew what she was saying, because in this instance you saw a different Muffin. So Muffin went into the meeting. She didn't have the Nicki Minaj wig. She didn't have the colorful wigs. Muffin just had a literal straight black wig. So I'm like, Muffin is talking about she's ready to get rid of that persona that is Little Muffin. So she tells them, I do want to do my album, but I want to do my album as Lauren. So they're like, okay, cool. They were apprehensive, but they said, we'll talk to the heads and we'll go from there. So the next thing we know, Eric calls her and telling her that the label has dropped her, they voided her contract, and they want to settle her bill, and she owes $750,000, right? She's like, okay, that's not a problem. Like, I can sell the house. That's a million right there. He was like, yeah, the label owns the house as well. I'm like, damn. Whew. When y'all get, it's so interesting. It's really interesting when you think about it, right? How, because that's what happens in the record, and that's what happens in the record label, the record industry, right? The recording industry, the music industry. They get these people that want to get out of, living below poverty or whatever, go from being pretty much broke to having money, that they get them into these contracts. They know that these people don't have the money to get a lawyer, and they get them into these badass contracts, and what can they do? So yeah, poor Muffin. All right, so where are we at now? So we see Valeria. She's talking to her mother about how she's telling her mother how happy she is to have her back in her life, and she tells her mother she loves her. I'm like, girl, I still don't buy this. I just don't trust that woman. It's all. So then we see Naomi. She and Rodrigo, they are working together in the trailer. They're really flirting very hard. And then Eric comes in. I'm like, oh, awkward. Cool. Because I kept saying that. Cool. I was like, ooh, can somebody walk out the room? Eric, you don't really sense that this is something else? But, okay, we're going to move on. Right, you guys. Next up, let's talk about Brianna. So Brianna is doing her interview, and she's talking about her kids. And, she's talking about the fact that, did she say she left school for her kids? Like, damn. So Brianna literally turned into a housewife for her kids. So she took a back seat to everything that she wanted to do to be a mother. I mean, I don't have an issue with that, right? If you agreed to it, then there's nothing wrong with that. So, them girls, those girls are still running around, taking stuff from the craft services table. So Brianna tells them basically to sit their little asses down. So then she goes and have a talk with her son, right? And basically she's telling him, now that your dad is gone, you basically have to be the man in the house. Like, with me, I need you to help me, because your dad was the one who was, I put my life on hold so that your dad could do whatever. So your dad worked, I didn't. Now that your dad is gone, I have to work to pay the bills, make sure we have food on the tables, and make sure you guys have clothes on your back. So I just need you to help me with that. I still wanted Brianna to just chin check him just a little bit, because I mean, he was hella disrespectful calling her a slut. All right, you guys. So you guys remember a few episodes ago, the girl, when they were doing the video shoot for their first single, when the young girl came up to Jill, flirting with Jill because she thought Jill was giving her the signs. Well, that girl has come back out and has done a video talking about her experience with Jill, right? So now Jill is looking even worse at this point. So London's management team reached out to her and tells them London can't be associated with the likes of Queens because of Jill. So we see Jill, she's on the phone with someone, and then we see her, she's doing this interview, and on the side of her is Tina. So Tina is, big up in her girl, or so she thinks it's her girl. I'm like, Tina, because, she was holding Tina's hand. I was like, Tina, I hope you ain't falling for this okie doke. It looks like it's going to rain today. I should have checked the weather, because that wind is a little fierce. Sorry, you guys. That just caught my attention because I'm looking at the clouds over me, and it looks like an overcast is coming. But yeah, Tina, I'm like, girl, I don't know if I would trust this too much. Where we at? I lost my train of thought, didn't I? I did. I really lost my train of thought. Okay, know where I'm at. So, after the interview, everyone is, back in love with Jill. Tina, well, not Tina, London's people reached out to Eric, told them that they can work, she can work with them. Jill was like, nah, we good. We don't want to work with her. So then we see Naomi, she's doing her interview, and she's defending Jill, right? And then the producer asks her, what's going on between you and Rodrigo? She says, oh, there's nothing going on between me and Rodrigo. Oh, I got ahead of myself. No, I didn't. Yes, I did. I got ahead of myself just a little bit, but not by much. All right, so let me go back to this interview. Sorry, you guys. I wasn't looking at my notes. This overcast threw me off. I wasn't looking at my notes. So Jill, she issued an apology to Lacey. That's the young lady that she went off on years ago, right? So, like I said a few minutes ago, they don't want to do the record with London anymore. They want to do the record with Muffin. So I'm going to pause here, and we're finished. So I'm not going to pause here. I'm just going to keep going. So the ladies are talking to Muffin. Muffin's like, so y'all old ladies want to work with me now? Like, I'm broke, I'm homeless, but she agreed to work with them, right? So they do the video. So then we see Eric. So Eric goes up to Muffin after the video shoot. He tells her he paid the label off, and that, Muffin will be his roommate, right? Now Jill, I knew Jill was full of shit. I knew she was full of shit when she was doing that interview with Tina. I knew all Jill was doing was just trying to clean up her image. That's exactly what she did. She was cleaning up her image. Tina thinking they finna get back together. Jill's like, girl, I just called you down here to help me clean up my image. And Tina was like, well, damn, you raggedy heifer. I was like, exactly. You didn't see that. So the producer goes up to Valeria. She's like, so Valeria, when we were filming, we got this, and I just wanted to bring it to you. So basically, that raggedy ass mama of Valeria's was taking pictures of her damn credit card. I said I knew that heifer was up to something. She wanted to be subtle, but I knew that I caught that raggedy heifer from a mile away. But that's the episode, you guys. Let me know what you guys thought about it. Leave your comments in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel and subscribe to the channel. Like the video. Subscribe. Stay safe. Take care of yourselves. Remember to wash your hands, wear a mask, socially distance, be blessed. And I'm gonna catch you guys in the next one. Bye, guys.